We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All about
Do just one thing, we do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
We would like to thank the
Go to the 60. It's a fun experience.
Great spot. It's a great spot. What's going on?
So, my take on the rivalry is, I guess the word I'm going to use is sad. It makes me sad in the sense that it appears that the athletic director at New Mexico State just over a period of months refused to engage, and that's just so silly. This is a 3-minute fix. I mean, come on. You can fix this in 3 minutes. It doesn't. You don't have to be super talented. You don't have to be on the board of regents. This was so easy to fix. Why? Why? I'm just stunned, and it makes me sad to see that it was drawn out the way it is.
Yeah, it feels that way. Sherman, I always say, when you're not in the middle of it, right? Everybody tells you your thing's easy, so maybe it wasn't as easy as 3 minutes, but right, it feels that way. It certainly doesn't feel like it's something that should have taken 5 months and potentially kill a rivalry, right? It feels like this is something that should be able to put a plan together, and is it as simple as just getting more security or more cops or more? I don't know, but God, 3 days max, right?
No, 3 minutes max. Every every athletic director has a plan.
Yeah.
This is not. It's not asking for something that every university
should already have it.
already do for every single game.
Yeah, fair enough. They should already have a plan.
Yeah. I'm not beating up on the individual. I don't know him personally, but I mean, over a period of months, if you choose not to respond to 7 emails about security, then you've made decisions.
Fair enough. All right, sure. Great
Fair
to hear you.
enough.
See you soon. Yeah, it doesn't.
All right, let's get the rivalry back on.
Yeah, it sounds like it's pointed that way. Thank you, sir. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Hannah. Hey.
Oh, I felt bad. I just, I don't know. Maybe it's pointed the right way. Like, I always hear, that's so easy. I mean, yeah, maybe it is a 3-minute thing. I mean, you would think that there already is a plan. Does the plan need to be beefed up a bit? Then beef it up and let's go. History and tradition aside, says the text line. That's 505-246-0610. History and tradition aside, I want to play New Mexico State 2 times this year because it is an assured 2 guaranteed victories this season over that scandal-plagued program. Take that to the bank. Okay. I don't care if you're up and they're down or they're up and you're down. You don't only do it in years you think you're going to win. Like, by the way, I've seen this rivalry go in years where one team should be way better than the other, and the underdog wins the game. I mean, this is, I don't know, DC, you hear, throw the records out the window. This rivalry, I've watched it for if I've watched 27 basketball seasons, that should mean 54 minus the COVID, minus last year. That means I've watched 50 Lobo Aggie games. I mean, I've watched a lot of mess now. I've called 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of them. Like, they're special, man. They do mean something. This one says blueberry cheesecake is the ultimate milkshake flavor. See, that sounds really good. Blueberry and like chocolate and or vanilla is good.
Or lemon.
Ooh, blueberry and lemon. That's underrated. Oh, yeah, I'll go there too. Yeah, I'll do that. All right. 505-246-0610. If you want to get in on it, I'm here for you with all this stuff. I think most of you are just to the point where, I mean, I just want to watch. I just want to see the rivalry for crying out loud. I just want to. What are we doing here? Dan sent me a text. He said 3 to go for the sweep. Who the hell is Richie Fangino? I think I knew him back in Chicago. You know Richie Fangino, right?
You asked people this morning,
Yeah.
oh, is Richie Fangino the coach by? I know they'd be like, yeah, right? I think so.
The Richie Fangino guy,
Did
right?
Patino leave? Yeah.
It was the new coach. Rick Pitino left and Richie Fangino's in, right? You know Richie? We grew up on the block.
It's Vic's cousin, right?
Right, Vic Fangino's cousin. Or is that Vic Fangio?
I've erased those memories. Like, I do not know.
You brought it up, man.
I know. I did go there. I brought it up.
Fangio, not Fangino. Different dude, different family.
Hey.
They live 3 blocks away. They had Vinny and Louie.
Oh, that's right.
All right, we're coming at 9 o'clock this morning. That's coming up in about 20 minutes. Nick Nee, the director of golf out at the San Diego Golf Club, is going to join us. We're going to talk about golf. I've been asked to ask him how you don't blade a chip. We'll talk to him about that, get a golf tip, and we're 2 weeks away from the U.S. Open. And when we come back, we're going to hear a little bit of sound from after the game yesterday, and Jimmy Butler on how he felt in Denver on the short turnaround, because should we have seen this coming? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at U.S. Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with U.S. Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with U.S. Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures.
Should we have seen that coming? Should we have? I mean, retrospect's so easy, right? When they tell you hindsight's 20/20, I hear that all the time. Cliches are cliches because, well, cliches started out of fact. Should we have seen last night coming? 104.93. That's, I mean, when you look at the number, when history looks at the number, it's not going to be a 30-point beatdown, but it was the Nuggets in control from the outset, right? After about the first 2 to 3 minutes, they took over. They were up 21 in the fourth quarter. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, DC. Nuggets up 1-0. How do you feel? So before we hear from Jimmy Butler, when the Nuggets beat the Lakers in Game 1 of the Western Conference Final, were you here yet? I don't know. I have no sense of time anymore. I really don't.
This is my first week.
That could have been a day ago or a month ago. I don't even know. All right, so we all sat here, and I don't want to say we all because I had a different feeling than you did, and I felt, JJ, you felt this way because you were a fan. But then I realized this is kind of common sentiment, that the Nuggets were in trouble. And I'm like, wait a minute, man. I just watched them beat the Lakers. Yeah, but they put Rui Hachimura on Jokic, and they had it figured out, and it's a must-win for the Nuggets. And I'm sitting here going, okay, it's kind of got to win. I mean, they should, but they won. I'd rather be up 1-0 than be where the Lakers are. No, the Lakers are. Sweep. Do you feel differently about this? Do you feel somewhat similarly? Did you learn? Like, how do you, as a Nugget fan, how do you feel?
Oh, I feel different than that Lakers series for sure after Game 1 because it was Anthony Davis, LeBron James. They were playing really well, and you'd seen their lineup execute throughout the postseason. And you figured out Anthony Davis should be good enough because he was playing at a high level to be able to at least match Jokic in the series, and you're going to get a LeBron game. And then that never came, and it was a credit to the Denver Nuggets and their ability to stay consistent. And just like we have praised the Miami Heat throughout this postseason about how they're down, but you never feel like it's an effort thing or a coaching thing. But they were never down in that series until Game 4. They were down 15 points at halftime, and what they do? They came back, won the game.
Yeah. So you've learned and got more confidence in the Nuggets. You've realized that the Nuggets have taken a step to a championship level, that they can take a punch and respond, that they can also adjust, that they can make changes, right? You guys feel differently now than you did 4 games ago.
I do.
Okay, I think that's fair. No, I think that's fair. And until you see it, why would you know it? I think that's absolutely fair. Should we have seen last night come? We all have so much respect for the Miami Heat, and we should, because they've earned that respect. They are gritty, grimy, tough, itty. I say itty because I'm going to use that a lot. It's a word now. There's something about them. You never count them out. But if there was a game that they were going to look like this, common sense and certainly now retrospect will tell you this was it. They just played a grueler of a 7-game series. Grueler, Jeff, was it really? Yeah, they won 3 and then they had to come back from the back against the wall and go to Boston and win Game 7. Yeah, they might have handily beaten Boston in Game 7, but they played 7 of them and then had to turn around, fly across the country, go to altitude, and 3 days later play a team that's been resting for 9 days, who, by the way, is really good, swept the Lakers and is the number 1 seed in the West. So if there was going to be a game like this, yeah, hindsight says maybe we should have seen it coming, and the only people who saw it coming was Vegas because they put the line at 9. And we all said they're freaking crazy. They're never crazy, by the way. Vegas is never crazy. Here's Jimmy Butler. He's the star of the Miami Heat, on how he felt in Denver and the short turnaround and all that stuff.
Felt great. I think everybody felt great. Missed some shots, didn't get back a little bit, but overall, I feel like everybody's win was good. Everybody was moving well. We just lost the game.
As always, right answer. That dude is the demeanor. It is, I'm going to tell you, Mount Rushmore demeanor. Win, lose, dude doesn't get too high, too low. And as a leader, they follow. And I just heard my guy say, we just missed some shots and lost the game. We're fine. We weren't winded. Everybody was fine. We just lost the game. And you know what? Right answer.
They didn't look winded. They didn't look like, oh, man, it's the altitude. Were there moments where your legs get heavy? Yeah. And you actually saw it from both teams. There was like a minute and a half, 2-minute stretch in the fourth quarter where both teams stopped running offenses and they just shot threes. You're like, all right, they're trying to get their final push.
Look at the number of minutes that the Nuggets played. I mean, Porter played 43, Murray played 44, and Jokic played 40, and Gordon played 36.
The one thing with Mike Malone
is
the bench doesn't exist even in the final minute of a
barely.
game.
No, barely. I mean,
Heater put in other backups. Mike Malone's like, nope, finish this out.
He kind of needed to. I mean, Spoelstra emptied the bench in about, 55 seconds? Yeah. But he kind of needed to keep him in there the whole time.
Had to.
I mean, that's a really short rotation.
Which is why the rest was a positive for them.
Like 100%. And so it makes, we sit here, and I always look back on what we said over the last bunch of days. And especially those of you who bet, I know you have this conversation with you all the time, with yourself all the time. What the hell was I thinking, right? What was I thinking? It's kind of like, what were we talking about? And I go back and, with the benefit of retrospect, the benefit of hindsight. And you go, how the hell did we think that? But I understand why. And those of you who are picking the Heat in Game 1, I get it. They've won Game 1 of their series, whatever it was, 6, 7, 8 in a row. Certainly every time this season they went on the road to Milwaukee, won Game 1. Giannis was healthy. They went on the road to New York, won Game 1. Madison Square Garden, all the hype. They went on the road to Boston and won Game 1. So I understand why you thought that, and they're those guys, and they have Jimmy freaking Butler, and they've got that it to it. But they also had just played 7 in a row, went to altitude, played against a team who had been resting, who, by the way, is really bleeping good. And I think the whole world is now figuring out. And the other thing, I'm stunned. Oh, by the way, the spread 9. Those of you who it mattered to, I know were riding it right at the end and thought you were going to get a backdoor steal if you took the 9, right? If you took Miami in the 9, because you thought that had to be where the majority of the money came in, isn't it? I don't know what the numbers in Vegas were yesterday, but that's how the majority of the money had to be on.
I don't know why. I need to write that down.
What?
We just never doubt Vegas.
Well, they're never wrong.
Never doubt Vegas.
Right? But they're never crazy. We all said her 9 points. What do they think?
What?
Right on the number. I mean, if Nikola Jovic, that's Jovich, the Jovic of the Miami Heat, if he didn't fumble the ball out of bounds in the 1 minute he played, how did he not get a turnover on that, by the way? Didn't I watch him fumble it out of bounds? They call that a shot, 0 for 1. He didn't shoot that ball. Anyway, if he scores there, it's 9, and we got a whole, you betting have a whole different story. All right, in the third hour today, the last hour of the week, we are going to we are going to go through some of this. You're going to hear more from those who played last night. I'm really looking forward to hearing what Aaron Gordon had to say on his offense and how everything goes through Joker. We'll do that. And we're going to have some golf talk. Next up, Nick Nee from San Diego Golf Club is going to be with us. Jack's tournament's going on in Muirfield, Ohio this weekend. So we'll talk to him about that. We'll get you a golf tip. We got the U.S. Open coming up in 2 weeks. What should we look at? And I got a buddy who's got a question, a specific question. How do I not blade my chip in a chip-off of a tournament? Oh, and the Michael Block story. Why did the internet turn on Michael Block? How did that happen? It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, DC, and you on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Like the last hour, I almost want to hoe here. Like, oh, but it's like premature hoeing. Friday, last hour, 4-day work week. Did it feel like a 4-day work week to you, by the way? Not really?
Felt like a work week.
Feel like a work week. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, and DC. PGA Tour is at the Memorial presented by Workday in Muirfield. That's in Dublin, Ohio. This is Jack Nicklaus's tournament. This is the big deal. Jack's deal. David Lipsky is your leader. He's at -7, 4 under today, and he's won 3 strokes better than Luke Donald, a Masters champion, Hideki Matsuyama, a Masters champion. Matt Wallace is also there. Rory's at -3. Rory and Patrick Cantlay are there. Rory took a triple. Did you see that on number 18 yesterday?
Woo, yeah.
Triple bogey on number 18.
I would play at 18.
Yeah, it's I mean, he just made a mess of it. So I don't know. You know, when I watch these guys, like I watch these guys and I'm amazed how good they are. And then I watch a guy like him, like Rory McIlroy, make a mess of a hole like that and realize, okay, that's how hard this stinking game is. That's how hard it is. I mean, I go out and try to do this and makes you feel better. Anyway, we are efforting Nick Nee from San Diego Golf Club to get you a golf tip and talk a little bit of golf as we go through this. The U.S. Open is just a couple weeks away. Did you see? There's a guy. Let's just read. I didn't. So I guess I didn't know. First of all, that did you know that the player in college golf who finishes first in the university standings, and I don't know the calculations on this, earns a PGA Tour card for the rest of this year and next year? Did you know?
Wow,
that?
I did not know that.
I did not know that either. I didn't know that either. So a guy named Ludwig Adberg from Texas Tech won that. And he celebrated. He's a Scandinavian young man. Do you know how he celebrated? I told you how he celebrated. How would you celebrate if you were a college kid, DC? How would you celebrate? You just got your PGA Tour card. How would you celebrate? Where'd you go? You go to the bar? You go to the club? What would you do?
If I got my tour card,
yeah,
I tell you the truth, I'd probably call all my boys up and let them take me out.
All right. He went to Chipotle, by the way. He got his Chipotle card. Now, I'm reading Golf Digest stories like, now he can, with all the money he's got coming his way, he can up it to double meat and guac.
Yeah.
But good for him. So Ludwig Adberg will be on there, and he earned his card. I've been somewhat, and we're gonna stay on the golf, and hope that Nick joins us. But the Michael Block story, and I was completely taken in by the Michael Block story. Michael Block is the club pro from Orange County, California, who finished top 15 in the PGA Championship just a few weeks ago, played his final pairing with Rory McIlroy, had the hole-in-one on number 16 or 15 at the PGA Championship. Just like the greatest story ever, right? This, shucks, look at me guy, right? Made everybody feel good. Do you still like that guy, or have you kind of gone with some of the internet and turned on him?
I did not know anyone turned on him.
So he made a comment. He was on a podcast. Remember he played the next week in what was the next week's tournament? At Colonial. And he finished dead last, which again, it's the total Miami Heat thing from last night. Maybe we should have seen that coming with everything that was going on, the emotion, everything, and the guy not used to that. But he was on a podcast. And he said that if he had Rory McIlroy's length, he'd be one of the best players in the world. That he said, in fact, he said he'd be, one of the best players in the world. He said, my short game's that good if I had Rory's length. And then people's like, who is this guy? And all, but how Twitter is. Let's build a guy up so we can knock him down. And I just played you a podcast called The Loop. But it was a golf writer was at a barbecue, and one of his buddies was saying, I love the story. He said, should I let him believe the story? Should I let him believe the story, or should I tell him that people hate him now? Like, you know what?
I missed that.
All right, I missed it too, and I heard it now, and I still don't hate this guy. I still love the story. Still flat out love the story. I thought he was genuinely humble. Like, for the people who said that was all rehearsed and all an act, let me just ask you this. How do you rehearse what you're... No, honestly,
you hit a hole-in-one in the PGA Championship.
You slam dunked a hole-in-one on 15 at the PGA Championship, and you're playing with Rory McIlroy. How did you rehearse that in your head? I'm just curious.
Same way I rehearsed my game-winning NBA final shot when I was 9 years old.
And how you're going to respond to that and what you're going to do?
And then I immediately sat down and took questions.
I mean, come on.
In my driveway.
How is that anything but genuine, right? I don't know how it's anything but genuine. Nick Nee is the director of golf out of the San Diego Golf Club, and he joins us this morning. Good morning, Nick. How you living?
Good morning. I'm living well. Happy Friday.
Well, happy Friday. We're just discussing the Michael Block story and how the internet turned on him because he said that if he had Rory's length, that he'd be one of the best one of the best players in the world. And somehow his whole act at the PGA was disingenuous and rehearsed. And I'm like, how do you? I don't know, man. You played a lot of golf. How do you rehearse in your mind your reaction after you make a hole-in-one on 15 at the PGA Championship of the fourth round playing with Rory? How do you rehearse that?
Well, you can't. Plain and simple. And you can't rehearse. His personality. You can't rehearse any of that playing on the biggest stage. I mean, you have 4 majors in a calendar year in the professional game of golf, and you played your best golf in 4 consecutive days. And that's the thing that I think goes unnoticed is you have to do it 4 straight days with nerves on the line. So it's not rehearsed. I think he's genuine. Maybe he gave himself a kiss of death with his comment with Rory, but you can't rehearse it.
Finished dead last at Colonial last week, which maybe we should have seen coming. I was talking about should we have seen the Heat, the way they played last night? Should we have seen it coming? In retrospect, everything he went through, packing for 2 days, let alone 4, let alone 2 weeks, right? He's never played in that situation. Maybe we should have seen that coming, right, with Michael Block. Maybe we should have seen that, like, this is what these guys do every week, and he doesn't, and maybe we should have seen the last place finish coming.
Yeah, I think you hit a nail right on the head there. Maybe not the last place finish, but certainly water finding its level in that regard. Those guys do it for a living. They're used to the travel. They're used to in and out of hotels, different houses, living out of
galleries.
A suitcase. Galleries, absolutely. The food, the nutrition, everything that goes along with it. and they have a dedicated team, and Michael Block didn't. You know, his wife had to go back. His kids were playing golf, and, you know, he's there by himself, and he's got time to think, and he's doing podcasts, and he's got media obligations. I mean, those guys do it for a living, and what goes on outside of just the 18 holes they have to play in 4 consecutive days is tough to manage. And, you know, unfortunately, he finished the way he did, but he gets another start at the RBC. So I wouldn't be surprised if he plays well, because he have time to digest it and prepare himself for
And
it.
hit more than a bucket a week.
Exactly.
He's Nick Nee, the director of golf at the San Diego Golf Club.
All right, Nick, so what's holding you back? Is it not having Brooks Koepka's short game? Is it not having the length of DeChambeau? Just what's missing and why you're not at the PGA Championship?
Well, you know, it's pretty simple. If I had the 90s mentality of Tiger Woods, you know, if I had the iron game of Colin Morikawa, if I had the length of Brooks or DJ, you know, and then if I just had the physique of Adam Scott, I'm not far off.
You're so close, man. You're just a tweak or two away. Let me get you with a PGA professional and just make that change, and you'll be fine. Hey, I got to ask you a question on galleries, and I got a text from a buddy of mine, and it says you got to ask Nick Nee how to stop blading. So this comes from the President's Club up at Canyon Club this week, and a good buddy of mine was in the shootout, got through it, and all of a sudden I was showing JJ. The galleries weren't thousands, but JJ, would you say there was about 100 people, right? So there's about 100 people following, and you've seen these club kind of championships, right? There's about 100 people in golf carts on Memorial Day following around, and he was in a chip off on the 5th hole. And for people who don't know, in the chip off, there were 2 guys. They eliminate one. Whoever's closest to the pin moves on. And the guy behind him just chunked it, and all they had to do was put it on the green. He's got a great short game. And he bladed it. It ran all the way through the green. Everybody's like, oh, my good, he's got a great short game. How did he choke? How did he soil his shorts? I mean, you can imagine, right? Everything. And so his answer is, ask Nick how to not blade a chip. And I'm going to guess a whole lot of factors came into that one, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. One, you know, when you get galleries and you get nerves, you have to have a go-to kind of motion that you're comfortable with. One of the easiest and best drills is get an alignment rod, hold on to it, you know, within the grip, and put it along your left side or your lead side. So, again, left side for a right-handed player, right side for a left-handed player. What you're really trying to work on is just eliminate the hands out of the golf swing. You want to be what we call very rotary in the short game. You want to be rotational. You want to allow that body to just rotate, the club to bottom out where you want it to, and then just feel, you know, you hear about it all the time. You want to putt with loft. You want to just have a very simple upper body rotation movement, and really make it kind of foolproof that you're confident in when you get nerves on the line. You know, that routine and that kind of sense of calm, you know, kind of lowers the heart rate a little bit, because it's tough when you're putting in or chipping in front of 5 people, let alone 100, and then they all have carts and they all have drinks and they're playing music.
Promise.
There's a lot of factors that go into it, and you want to just have something that's a very calming motion. Again, so what I like to do is just put an alignment rod on my left side. What I really want to feel like is my right shoulder rotates through the ball without my hands manipulating the club head, so to speak. So we use the term, you want to swing the entire club, not just the club head. So we want to rotate instead of flip.
Yeah, it's almost like there's 2 decisions one decision to make. Am I playing the ball at my back foot or my right foot? Do I want it to run or do I want it to stop, right? And then just straight rotation, and it should almost be mechanical at that point, no?
Absolutely. And you know, you can mess with it, but what we started with is put the ball just in the middle of the stance, because that's where the club is going to bottom out as it works on the arc of the swing, as it works around your body. Just start in the middle, get a very simple, confident motion, confident rotation, and then you can start adjusting, you know, where the ball goes in your stance, because in the back of your stance, it's going to penetrate. You're going to have a little bit more rollout. Yeah. When you're comfortable and you're not using your hands, you can play it in the front, and as you rotate and as that club gains loft, now you can hit a higher, softer shot. But again, start in the middle, get a very confident swing, swing the club head, not just the club, or swing the entire club, not the club head. Rotate instead of flip.
Yeah, I took that from a guy named Phil Mickelson, whose short game I really admire, as do most. And he said that one of the first things on a chip is you pick it. You're playing it from the front of your stance to the back of your stance. So you making it run, or do you want it to stop?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, again, get something you're confident in that you can hit on demand, and then start working to manipulate what kind of shots you're comfortable with based off of, you know, trouble you got to cover, or if you have a lot of green to work with, so it can act like a putt and roll on the green. But again, get something that you know is effective and you can hit in the biggest, toughest situations, and then work from there and be creative in the short game, because the more options you have, the more options you'll have to get up and down.
All right. I know that was a tip. Did you want to have another one? I'm going to assume that was the one you had in mind.
We'll go with it. That was good. I was just going to go a tempo one, just a quick one, especially with the driver. 1, 2 as we set the club, and then 3 is as we hit it. And then you really want to focus on a nice, full, balanced finish. What 1, 2 will do is really set you in a good takeaway tempo, and then 3 as you hit it to a nice, full finish. If you stick that finish, chances are if you just focus on posture and balance, you're going to hit good shots, and then you can work on generating some more speed from there.
Beautiful. All right, what's going on at Sandia? Let people know what they need to do to get out there and take advantage of all the great stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on out, Sandia Golf Club. We've got a great promotion working the rest of this month. Buy $100 worth of Adidas apparel or a pair of Adidas shoes. The new Code Chaos are fantastic. ZG21, we got them in the golf shop. You're going to get a free wireless speaker with it. It's branded by Adidas Golf. So come on by, stop in the golf shop, mention that you heard the radio face of Nick Nee, and we'll get you a speaker for $100 in Adidas apparel or a pair of Adidas shoes. Again, daily deals are online, sandiagolf.com. Click that red ticket. Sign up for the Text Club and get the best deals playing San
Let me
Diego
get
Golf
this
Club.
right.
It's
So
in
I get
unbelievable shape.
I get new shoes and music, and that's my deal.
It's time to party for the summer. Come see us. We got shoes and the speaker covered.
SandiaGolf.com. It's great to talk to you. We'll do it again next week.
Appreciate the time. Have a good week.
Be well, my friend. It's Nick Nee. He's the director of golf at the San Diego Golf Club. By the way, Adidas are my go-to golf shoe. 100%.
Not Nikes anymore.
I did wear the Nikes the other day, but I like my Adidas.
Step on ATs.
And you get a speaker with that? I mean, I'm just saying. All right, hoops, and what is it? You got all kinds of correspondence. We're going to We're going to hit you to the weekend. Keep it coming. You got a lot of correspondence as well. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Jim Rowe. Aaron Rodgers is really now a New York.
Pitch. There's a line drive right at the shortstop for out number 3.
Apodaca ripped to left field. That will bounce in, so it's going to be extra bases as they'll have to chase that one at the wall in the warning track. Flipped up, there's no play at home. So it's an RBI double for Andrew Apodaca. Runner at third. High leverage spot. Can Chavez keep the tie? No, that's going to be cracked into left field. It's a base hit as Love puts the Sandia Matadors ahead for the first time today.
The 0-2. Upstairs goes the backstop, and the run will not score. Gun down at home.
Chavez rocks and fires. Ahmed, that's going to be an RBI for Ahmed as that one right through the gap in right center. Petrie will scoop that one, and it's looking like a triple as Ahmed plugs into third base, and what a way to score that run for the Matadors.
Coach Romero barking out his orders there to his players. He's been around the game for a long time. Nice shot to center field. That'll bring runners in. Just like that, LaCueva will bring 3 runners in to go up 3-0. Runner advances to third. Shot to center. That looks good. That's gone. Man, outstanding center shot there. As LaCueva will score. Antonio Lucero, second baseman, quite the hitter. Shot to third, and good catch. And she gets the out. Outstanding play by Trinity Bazan. Nice bright spot.
Costly errors allowed Cleveland to get one run back. That one sent on the ground to the left side. Throw to first in time. Throw home. Got her. Whoa, what a play.
Next door or something. Not sure, but they came out here, and Ellison cracks an RBI out to left field. That's where you got to do it. 1 run, 2 run, and this game could very well be over. It's a play at the plate. It's sliding, and that will do it. The Rams walk off the La Cueva Bears. It's a 3-run batted in shot by Dean Ellison.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures.
All right, here we go on to the home stretch of, I don't know, your work week, our work week, somebody's work week, headed towards a weekend. You'll have game 2 over the weekend. You get Muirfield. You get Stanley Cup final gets started this weekend as well. Who do you like in that, by the way? I mean, Vegas is the obvious answer, but again, how are you picking against Florida the way they're playing?
I like Vegas.
Because they're better, or theoretically they should be better.
Explosiveness will win out in the series, but it's going to be tough because the one thing Florida does is
win.
Well, not only just win, they got a goalkeeper on a heater.
Yeah, a big giant man.
They play a lot of 1-goal games, so you know the confidence.
Well, if they go
is
overtime,
there.
your money's got to be on them.
Oh, overtime games, Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, Vegas is explosive and like on paper, but holy smokes. Ken, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Ken.
Yeah, good morning. You were on the golf subject, and I just wanted to throw out a shout-out to my nephew. His name is Warner Beach, played for Glendale Community College, won the National Junior Championship
Really?
this year. He's a cousin of Curtis Beach.
Yeah, the former Albuquerque Academy great, U.S. Olympian, All-America at Duke, just an insane athlete. Nice. All right.
Yeah, so Warner Beach was my other nephew, Roman Beach's son, and he's going to be playing for Grand Canyon next year.
That's so cool.
In the golf.
Well, congratulations
Yeah,
to
I
your
just wanted
family.
to call and throw a shout-out to him, and you were on the golf subject, so I thought about it.
I appreciate you. Thank you. And congratulations to Warner. Thanks, Ken. Enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, thanks. Bye, JJ. Bye, Jeff.
See you. That's a hell of a family. And by the way, Curtis Beach is when we have the conversations of best athletes to come out of here.
He's got to be on the list.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
He won, I want to say, 17 state championships individually at the Academy between cross country and all the events he did in track. Went to Duke. DC, I took Addie, my daughter, to Duke last summer.
Isn't that an amazing campus?
Well, the place, it's like Hogwarts.
It's a country club. It's insane.
It's unbelievable.
Did you play the course?
Did not. No, I didn't play. But I took her around. We got into Cameron Indoor, and right adjacent to Cameron Indoor is their Hall of Fame, which I don't know if you've been in there, but I mean, all the stuff, the Krzyzewski stuff, it's this beautiful, beautiful place. And I showed her Curtis Beach's plaque, right, from Albuquerque, New Mexico. He's in their Hall of Fame. He was an All-America at Duke and then represented the United States in the decathlon in the Olympics from Albuquerque Academy. But years ago, when Addie was a freshman, and I want to even say 8th grader, but he was at one of the cross-country meets. And he came by and he spent about 5 minutes talking to her. And the next summer, right before school started, her coach cross country coach, Adam Kedge, over at Academy, called me and he said, come on by, and he told me what was going on. So I picked my daughter up and I said, all right, we're going somewhere. She's like, where are we going? I said, not going to tell you. What do you mean? I said, not going to tell you. This one's for you, though. She's like, give me a hint. I said, nope. She's like, where are we going, Dad? So we pull up to this house she's never been to. So let's go. And we knock on the door and she sees this dog going, and then she sees, oh my God, it's my coach. And like, it's like, what did I do? Right? Her face like, holy bleep. Like, why are we at my coach's house? And he gave her a Duke cross-country jersey. So Curtis Beach came back to town and had one of his, and I don't know how many he had, but he told Coach Kedge that he wanted Addie to have this Duke cross-country jersey that was his. Like, after 5 minutes, she made an impression on him, and he is that cool. Like, that's who he is. When I tell you, like he is as good an individual and a superstar. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, U.S. Olympian in the decathlete. Like, that's world class. But he remembered her, and he cared enough that he gave Coach one of his Duke cross-country jerseys that she's got in her room. I just thought that was one of the coolest things. So congratulations to Warner Beach and to that family, because that's an insane family.
I got all the feelings right now, man. I need to know more about this Beach family.
Isn't that cool, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I just went to total tangent off of our rundown here.
But that's total A+ dad work right there.
Well, I don't know that I did anything. What did I do? I mean, I drove the car and pointed it toward Coach's house.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
I'll take it. All right, when we come back, when you watched last night, you watched Joker, you watched Murray. Aaron Gordon was terrific. And when we come back, you're going to hear what he had to say about the offense going through Joker and getting started the way they did. That's next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Channel.
Jim Rowe.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing.
Adam Kedge is a really great, solid guy. I know his younger brothers really well. I had to guard Roman Beach when he attended St. Pius. He went on to play at Bradley. Great freaking athlete. I'm 5'10". Roman was at least 6'2". Yeah, great family, great people. Great people. 505-246-0610. All right, we've been talking about a lot of stuff. So text line says, so game 2 currently has Denver minus 9.5. Any chance you can, quote, look back, end quote, as you've been saying on this one and tell me how to play it out? What do you think about 9.5?
Gotta believe it. Don't doubt Vegas.
Don't doubt. Well, I mean, but they're right on it. So which side of right on it are you going? 9.5. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, I would take Miami at 9.5 in game 2. I think Denver might win the game, but I think they make some shots this time through.
And I agree with that. A better performance, because it's not just Strus and Martin, but when you add in Duncan Robinson, those
and if Tyler Hero plays,
2 shots.
What if Tyler Hero plays?
It looks like they're targeting game 3.
Okay.
For Hero. But if he's already working out, get him on the floor, playing 15, 17 minutes, try to get some shot making. That's what the Heat need. And you know Jimmy Butler is going to be more aggressive offensively. He set up shots. He got in a lane, found his guys from open looks. They missed absolutely everything in that first half. You know that they're going to respond. It's how they got to the NBA Finals. It wasn't an effort thing. It didn't look like they were too tired. Just had a terrible shooting night, and they still, at the end of the day, were plus 15
right
from the 3-point line. It's also, to me, it's more defensively, because if you're Miami and you look and you're like, all right, we played like that and we only gave up 104 points, you're feeling like you can get back in this series.
I want
back. It's only one game.
Well, yeah, you're in this series. I thought the early offense from Aaron Gordon was big, and him getting involved. So he was one of the names I brought up yesterday. Call the non-stars, whatever you want to call them, role players, whatever it is. His role yesterday was to get involved in the offense early. I think his strength is defense. If you recall, and they made a reference to this on the broadcast last night, in the Lakers series, they weren't even guarding Aaron Gordon, right? It was basically let him shoot. Now, he wasn't shooting from outside, although I'm pretty sure he made a 3. But him getting loose at the basket, now he's a big, strong, insanely athletic player. So if you're going to get him around the rim, I think you're going to feel comfortable, and certainly they did, the Nuggets, getting him around the rim, and Nikola Jokic found him. Here's Aaron Gordon on that early offense and how that offense runs through Nikola Jokic.
We're going through big fella, you know what I mean? So big fella makes the right play, makes the right read, and he's just so smart. He's so cerebral out there, such a floor general. And Maul's a floor general too. So if you make the right read and you make the right cut or set the right screen, you're going to be open, and the ball moves. The ball finds the open man. The open man is the right play, and that's how we play the game, and it's a fun way to play.
Well, it's fun when you're winning, isn't it? I mean, fun. Winning is really, really fun. I would expect something else from Michael Malone, right? Because, and let's give Michael Malone a lot of credit. I got to believe that was a big part of the plan. I don't think that happened completely organically. Do you?
No, it's, outside of Bam, the Heat are small. And you can take advantage of Aaron Gordon being aggressive. He's a good post player. He'd rather play inside than be on the perimeter. And it's something that it allowed that offense to get going, and then it forced Miami to put Jimmy Butler on Aaron Gordon. Now Aaron Gordon didn't go after that, but maybe he's working a little bit harder, and then it opened things up in other areas. And Jimmy Butler wasn't guarding Jamal Murray. And see what he did.
I just thought the way they jumped out, offensively was I don't know if it was unexpected, but it was certainly not plan one. Does that make sense? I got to believe that. The post. So what do you say afterwards? You're Michael Malone. What do you say after the game to your team, right? What do you say in the post game speech? You've never been here before. They've never been here before. So what should the message be?
We got to win, and I think we can play at a whole nother level. Right? We're up 21 to start that fourth quarter, and they go on an 8-0 run. Kind of let our guard down a little bit. We know we got to play for 48 minutes to go up 2-0 on Sunday night. We've practiced all year long, fellas. We're up 1-0. Congratulations, we haven't done a damn thing. Yes, sir. Our goal wasn't to win one game in the finals. Our goal was to win 3 more. Yes, sir. Our challenge next game is to play 48 minutes. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Good answer. Good answer. Good day at work. We're not done. Good day at work. We're not done. So now the chess move is to Eric Spoelstra. Now Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat. Now it's to him. He takes a look at that Denver offense. He talked going in how good Nikola Jokic was, how good Jamal Murray was. He might not have talked about how good Aaron Gordon was on the offensive side.
Yeah, it's different. And, that's what you expect going into this series. Their passing and cutting game, but also they're an aggressive team, and so are we, and I didn't even look at the box score yet, but like I said, I think the disposition, the efforts were more appropriate in the second half, but that's not enough. It has to be for a full game, and you also have to make some plays when you're beat.
You got to make some plays to beat. They're going to be better. They're going to be better. As much as it was impressive watching the offense, JJ, the Heat missed some open shots that they will make next time through. And I think people tell you all the time when you're tired, and they won't admit they're tired, and nor should they, by the way. They're not going to blame it on that. That's not a team that's going to sit there and say we're tired and lean on excuses. The right answer, Jimmy Butler says, we lost the game. But if they're tired, do you blame them?
I don't blame them. Coming off a 7-game series.
That's all.
Going to the game 1 of the NBA Finals, and it was rest over rust. And that's why going in, I didn't think that was going to be a problem for the Nuggets, because they're not a team it's about depth, and it's 6 dudes. And they're going to play 6 dudes, and those starting 5, things are working. They're not coming off the court.
Yeah. Terry, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Terry.
Good Friday, everyone. Thoughts and hugs to Austin, Addie, all family members. Countdown's on, Jeff. Just less, a year away, and Addie will be off and about, taking on her college days. So enjoy the time you got left, and get her in a fun school you can go visit. So and all that. So,
where's she going so I can go?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you ever knew Jim Escobedo. He worked for Channel 4 a long time ago, cameraman, does national stuff now, and his daughter's playing basketball at Chaminade, and I said, good choice, dude. You can go watch games out there on the island. Yeah. So from that, but it's welcome DC, and thoughts to his family and all that. I guess it might be like an owner's vote of confidence. We can count on DC being around until his name is included until the opening segment, and then we'll know his days are numbered. But from that, like we discussed last week, the NIL is hit the opening drive, so things happen like that. So I'm glad Lobos, Aggies. Great they settle it. Reminds 45 years ago, back when the students could be down at the bottom. I'd be standing next to Fortner, and he'd be trash talking. I guess there was a guy, Slab Jones, so he'd just be going slap, slap every time they'd bring the ball in and all that. So, from that standpoint for down here, Richard Pitino, I just remember the look on his face, kind of like, yeah, we played this non-conference team twice, and he's just learning it's New Mexico, and that's the way it is. So they'll have to deal with it. Always, people got to be doing nice things. So I'm glad old Christian could foul somebody on the Heat, so they could at least have their 2 free throws for the whole game. So he did his part that way. So you guys have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the show. Welcome to the new guy. Be safe and take care.
Thanks, Terry.
Bye-bye.
See you. All right, yeah. I'm in the box score. I got to get that fixed. I'm in the box score. All right, when we come back, I'll get you everything you need to know going into the weekend. Read whatever correspondence I've not gotten to you. You got time to send it in. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. 505-246-0610 is how to get here. That's the text line as well. It's the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future and get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at U.S. Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with U.S. Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with U.S. Eagle.
Time machine. Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes. Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Had it called up here ready to go right now.
Give me a hole if you got your funky bus fare. There's a double Dutch bus coming down the street, moving dirty fast, so kind of shuffle your feet. Get on the bus, pay your fare, then tell the driver that you're going to a double Dutch affair. D-I-O, well, I be going. Here it comes, the double Dutch bus is on the street. You better get off the curb, move your feet. Bus fare, trans pass, that's the way my money lasts. Ain't got no car, get around when I go to work. I gotta go downtown now. I'm missing my train, that's a darn shame. When I'm running late, no streets to blame. If you got a
4-day work week, ho? Little road trip, ho? Call on the spot, get your vehicle detailed, ho?
I was not ready for that.
I ain't got no oxygen in my head, ho. All right. All-time record. So we talked about the Lobos and Aggies basketball rivalry today. And is it on track? And it feels like maybe we're on a move to get this thing settled and play. Text line, all-time records between UNM and NMSU football. Lobos lead 73-34-5. Men's basketball, Lobos lead 121-99. That's relatively close, isn't it? I mean, out of 100 and
some time to even it up.
Out of 120, I'm sorry, out of 220, they won almost 100. Women's basketball 123-103. That's not crazy. UNM leads. This says Mocha doesn't want to be our biatch anymore. You think that's it? Do you think he doesn't want to play this series? Like, I understand how it's played out, and like Sherman called earlier and said he didn't return the calls, didn't want to deal with whatever.
It's whatever side you're on, you're going to feel it's the other side's fault.
Right? Whatever shade of red you like. And I think ultimately you don't give a damn, just play him. Right? I mean, honestly, whatever the reasons are, and I'll tell you, there's legit reasons in there. Just get it done. Just get it done. All right, here's what you need to know going into the weekend. I think you already know the Nuggets beat the Heat 104-93, and Nikola Jokic had has he played a game where he has not had a triple-double in this playoffs?
Yes.
But he's averaging a triple-double.
If he was on a streak of a triple-double every single game.
I guess that would be the deal. Yes. Okay. Averaging a triple-double in the playoffs. 27 points, 10 rebounds, 14 assists. Insanely impressive. Jamal Murray had a quiet 26 points. To go with 10 assists. They move the ball so well. Playoff Jimmy had 13. Is that right? 13. Game 2 will be Sunday night in Denver. Game 1, Stanley Cup playoffs. Tomorrow night, right?
That is correct.
In Vegas, Florida's Panthers. They play in the same building as Miami's Heat. Don't they? They share a building? I guess they do. Miami's hockey team against Las Vegas' hockey team. 2 of the hockey hotbeds in North America. I guess youth hockey, by the way, has become gigantic in Vegas. And you know there's great athletes that come out of there. People would love to recruit Vegas. Not quite like Bruin James said, get out of Southern California, but they go into Vegas now. I guess there's terrific hockey players coming out of there now. Anyway, Vegas and Florida. In your Stanley Cup Finals. United will be home tomorrow night. It is Devin Sandoval night. We did reach out to United to try to get Devin on, right?
Yes, we did.
All right. Well, they'll honor the first player ever signed and one of their greats in their 5-year history, Devin Sandoval, an Albuquerque guy. If you're going to go out there tomorrow, give him a cheer. He is one of the good guys, and we're big Devin Sandoval fans. But that'll be tomorrow. Isotopes are playing. They'll continue in Salt Lake City. They are scuffling right now. Really, really struggling.
They need some rest.
Maybe they need some rest. Yeah. Bill said, mediocrity, don't know what's come over me. Jeff, great minds think alike. And just yesterday I was thinking the season, I miss hearing Sushan saying, mediocrity loses, but they score a lot of points, so get your free taco. They had to lose a lot of money on that promotion. Yeah, look, they scored 10 runs or more a lot. It was a big deal. Lynn's in on baseball. I'm not sure I understand this one. Jeff, we aren't allowed to discuss lousy attendance for football, yet when talking about crummy PCL baseball, it seems that's all we talk about is attendance. Do we talk that much about baseball attendance? I know every headline for United Soccer at home is top, like attendance is like, well, in front of 10,000 they lost, right? It's always about the number. And I don't know that they're allowed to report under 10,000 there. But is it about, do we talk baseball attendance very much?
We're going regardless. It's a different, it's a different level of support. Going because it's what you do during the summer.
Okay. Jeremy's in on MSU. Let's try it out for a year. Jeff, I heard warnings of catastrophe when those sports were dropped. Well, I haven't heard a word about Lobo skiing for 3 years now. And the only reason folks mention Lobo soccer is they hate NIL and Lobo football, and they claim that if we weren't wasting money on those, Lobo men's soccer would still be around. So let's not play New Mexico State for a year and see how it goes. It's from Jeremy. Okay. I think your premise is right. I think change is really hard. And so when those teams were cut, when you cut the program, soccer, men's soccer, and skiing and beach volleyball, and people were upset. And then life goes on, and here we are, everything, right? We're still here, right? Lobo men's soccer going away didn't destroy the world. I mean, will life go on? Will you be fine without playing the Aggies? Yeah, but you'll miss something. I'm going to tell you, a rivalry game against New Mexico State in basketball, I think I'm breaking ground here, resonated way more than Lobo skiing winning a national championship or Lobo men's soccer going to 2 Final Fours. Am I wrong?
No.
And the majority of people who complained and yelled and screamed that men's soccer was gone. And again, it's a bummer that it's gone. But what did we estimate it at? 85% of the people who were really upset never went to a game.
I felt that way.
Well, you went to all the games, and there were, 100 people at each game? 200?
Definitely deserve more support for the amount of people that say they love soccer.
For the amount of noise that there was, for the amount of people who were upset about it, to the crowds, and you were at basically every game because you were calling them, right? There's no way that all those people who said they cared enough to go to games, right? So life goes on. Here we are. Somehow we got through it. Somehow we're still here. All right, what else you got this weekend? What else are you looking at this weekend? What's big for you? Big lacrosse tournament up in Denver. That'd be a big deal.
Huge.
Yeah. The New England Patriots evidently are interested in DeAndre Hopkins.
As they should be.
As should everybody. But so are the Houston Texans. Does he go back to Houston?
I think what we're seeing is Nuke. He can play the waiting game because there's no hurry. He doesn't have to get somewhere, tomorrow to go to an OTA. But it feels like he's actually looking at the paycheck a little bit, and he's like, all right, I'm kind of here for money, not just the minimum to go play with Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, because that would seem like, all right, if you want to do that, they would have gotten that done. But if you're throwing the Houston Texans out there,
that's money, right? How much are we looking at? We're looking at 14, 15?
Yeah. You're going for, this is not just, I'm going to try to win a lot of football games. It's not, I need my bank account. Like, all right.
Rookie quarterback, rookie head coach. Going back to a place you know. If I asked you right now what's the worst team in the NFL, who would you tell me?
Worst team in the NFL. The worst team in the NFL.
Would you say Houston?
Tampa Bay.
Because of their uncertainty at quarterback, their defense should still be okay. They still have good receivers. I mean, yeah, I don't know who their quarterback is, but because of quarterback, I'm not sure I would go there. I might lean Texans. Arizona's not very good.
Arizona.
The Rams aren't very good.
The Rams are going to be fine if Matthew Stafford plays.
You think so?
That's a competitive football team.
All right. I hope so. Arizona?
If Matthew Stafford's healthy, they're not the worst team in the league.
All right, what about Arizona?
I would 100% go with Arizona. Colt McCoy, everyone wants out.
That feels like a rough spot right now.
Take your time with Kyler Murray.
How's Atlanta?
Atlanta's
Okay.
not the worst. Like it's not a number one overall pick bad.
No.
It's Arizona. I actually,
Arizona and
I think-
Texas,
I think
right?
I think Texas is going to be competitive, man. They've spent free agent money on that roster the last 2 years.
All right, so it's Arizona.
So if you just who would I bet on that number one overall pick? Arizona Cardinals.
All right. Who do you think? Is it Arizona?
I think it might be. I've been back here thinking about it, and if I was betting right now, I'd take Texans over Arizona.
Okay.
It just feels like Arizona, like they're content with understanding that they kind of stripping it down.
How long's Kyler Murray out for?
Like he could play, but I could see them. Just
Why would he not?
Because they're a bad football team, and you want to make sure that he's 100%. Like if
So, how long is he out for? Is it all year?
I think it's a possibility. Because what part of Kyler Murray, he needs to be able to move around, be athletic to try to be special.
That would stun me. Thanks to Nick Nee for being with us today from San Diego Golf Club. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On comes your way at 4 o'clock, and then you get Josh Sushan from Salt Lake City. It is the Isotopes and the Bees. We're back with award-winning radio on Monday starting at 7 a.m. Adrian, great week. Enjoy the weekend. DC, first full week. How you feeling? You okay?
I feel great, and I'm ready for more.
Now, there will be more. Good luck on Sunday to you and yours. Big weekend for you, huh?
Huge weekend.
Enjoy it. Have a great, safe weekend, boys and girls. Please be good to each other. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you on Monday.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.